Good morning, Michiana. Right now, clouds are moving in as we start to see the impacts of our next fall storm. I'll tell you when the rain arrives in your ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather Forecast. ABC 57 News starts right now.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana. This is ABC 57 News at 6.
While you were sleeping, two armed robbers burst into a South Bend home and hold a group of young men at gunpoint. ABC 57's Ashley Isbicki has that story just ahead. Plus, Elkhart County's economic troubles will hit the auction block this morning. How you can get your hands on more than 1,000 properties. And we're halfway there. Celebs are in the thick of things on this week's Dancing with the Stars. Good morning, Michiana, and welcome to ABC 57 News. Today is Tuesday, October 18th. I'm Keitha Nelson. The details of that overnight home invasion in South Bend are shocking. We'll get to that story in less than 2 minutes. First, we want to check in with ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood meteorologist Tom Coombs. He has a quick look at your forecast. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Keitha. Day of change. We'll see rain probably by the end of the day.
You did give us a warning about that. It's going to be sticking around for a while as well.
Yeah, it looks like midweek we're going to see our next fall storm move in. So we still have some hours of the daytime. We'll see clouds, but we'll still stay dry until this evening. So get your plans in now before that rain arrives. Looking at the winds right now, they're lighter than what we saw yesterday. Again, a pretty breezy day for at least through midday. The winds are a little lighter for now, and I emphasize that for now because the winds will pick up by tomorrow. 40 South Bend, 43 in Rochester, 41 in Warsaw, and the clouds are starting to roll in. Live ABC 57 First Warning Doppler radar is quiet right now, but the storms are not far away. We're tracking them. You go out to the wider view, and we do see those showers now moving through portions of southern Indiana, just to the south and west of Indianapolis. And again, those showers will take their time, but they will work into our area by tomorrow morning. Your weather headlines for the day ahead: clouds roll in, and we'll see another fall storm, and that will mean more rain, wind, and cooler weather for the next couple of days. I'll break it down coming up in your ABC 57 First Warning 10-day forecast. Keitha?
Thanks, Tom. It was a scary night for a group of young men. While watching a football game, they were suddenly interrupted. Two men barged into their South Bend home on Foster Street. One of them had a gun. ABC 57's Ashley Isbicki is live at the police station this morning. Ashley, what a crazy situation. You actually spoke with the people who live there. What are they saying?
Yeah, Keitha, the two men that lived there were home at the time, and they say two men just walked right in the front door, yelled at everyone in the living room to get down on the ground, and then fired a shot into the ceiling. This is where the bullet hit. You can see that police had to dig out the hole to get to the casing. Now, there were 6 people inside the living room when the robbers demanded cash, cell phones, and wallets. Then, when one of the armed robbers couldn't get into a locked bedroom, he pointed a gun to the guy's head and started counting down from 5. Now, the victim did cooperate, and the suspect was able to get cash, or more cash from the room. Now, the guys who lived there also told me that they again pointed the guns at the guys in the living room and shoved them all into the bathroom, shut the door, and then just took off.
Ashley, you're glad to hear that no one was seriously hurt, but did the thieves get away with anything?
Well, Keitha, at this point, they say that it looks like it's only a laptop, 3 cell phones, 2 wallets, and about a couple $100 in cash. I'll have more details on this armed home invasion coming up.
Thanks,
Live
Ashley.
in South Bend, Ashley Isbicki, ABC 57 News.
We appreciate it. In St. Joseph County, a political scandal is shaking things up within the Democratic Party. The head of the Indiana Democrats told ABC 57 News longtime leader Butch Morgan has resigned. Monday, Dan Parker, the head of the state's Democratic Party, said he was notified of Morgan's resignation. This comes after the St. Joseph County Prosecutor's Office released a statement updating the investigation into petition fraud. Michael Dvorak said he's in talks with the United States Attorney's Office, and he's trying to decide if his office or the feds will complete the investigation. This all dates back to the state's 2008 Democratic primary. Indiana's Republican Party wants a federal investigation into allegations of fraud and says it's likely hundreds of crimes were committed during the ballot petition process for both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
The Republican was out of the office on bereavement leave, and her stamp in an unlocked drawer was used to certify these bogus signatures. So this goes deeper than just duplicating pages and turning them in. We're only talking about one county in one state. But this may be, in fact, the tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure we'll learn more as the facts come into the light.
We do want to mention there is no evidence President Obama or Secretary of State Clinton knew about the possible phony signatures. South Bend's New Tech High School will have to wait until next year before its big move. The school board has been asked for approval to move the tech school into the old Studebaker School building. They hope to get this done by the start of the next school year. Riley Early College High, which is currently in the building, would also be moving into the space. But the move comes with some controversy. Officials say there isn't enough room at Riley, with more students expected next year. New this morning, the corner of Michigan Street and Park Lane will be crowded with protesters. Tonight, they're rallying concerning the Michigan Street Bridge. The AFL-CIO says the Michigan Street Bridge is in desperate need of repairs and is just one of the nearly 2,000 bridges in Indiana that need to be fixed. The rally is scheduled for this evening at 5 o'clock at Leaper Park. Protesters will also be out in Gary and New Albany. The rallies are a part of the America Wants to Work campaign. 50 years behind bars could become a reality for one South Bend man. Monday, 31-year-old Jorge Cardenas pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. His girlfriend, 38-year-old Kim Whitestout, disappeared on March 23rd after a night out with friends. Her body was found several days later. She was dumped on the side of the road in Cass County. Police say she was strangled. Cardenas will be sentenced November 9th. Elkhart County's annual Treasurer's Tax Sale starts at 10 o'clock this morning. The properties hitting the block have been delinquent. They have delinquent taxes and special assessments. More than 2/3 of the properties will be up for bid for the very first time. 1,500 properties will be available. Gary is profiting off of its rundown abandoned building. This is a pretty interesting concept. Gary is on track to host a record number of film productions. The city can't afford to tear down old abandoned buildings, so it's renting them out instead as movie sets. Each location costs about $500 a day, which is a real bargain for filmmakers.
This would cost hundreds of thousands or potentially even millions to recreate, and it's sitting here.
Industrial decay, I find, has a certain, for lack of a better word, charm.
That's interesting. Now, pretty soon, you could be getting a voucher to go green. In an effort to provide incentives for electric car owners, Northern Indiana Public Service says it wants to give vouchers of up to $1,600 to 250 customers. That's if they install 240-volt charging stations at their homes. A meeting will be held in Indy at the end of November to see if this plan is good for the environment and customers. Move Over Food Network, an unlikely contender, is joining the ranks and getting a network of its own. Plus,
it would bring a sense of humor to the White House because America is too uptight.
Herman Cain continues to steal the spotlight. Just ahead, why Republican voters can't get enough of the cane.
And clouds are returning this morning. Still another cool start at the bus stop, 43 degrees. Your bowling bus stop forecast, mostly cloudy. We'll see a chance for rain by this evening. In your ABC 57 First Morning Neighborhood Weather Forecast. Next.